Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw, and I'm here with Kristin Karst, who is co-owner of AmaWaterways, and we're going to get another update on what's going on, and there's a lot, with AmaWaterways, and this is Insider Travel Report. Now, Kristin, we talk very often about what's going on with AmaWaterways. There's always something new. And in fact, you just christened your newest ship, Amalea. Let's talk a little bit about that ship and what it means to the company.
Yeah, the Amalea is the younger sister of the Ama Christina and the
Which is your ship?
Yes, it is. But of course, I mean, it belongs to the family. And I'm very, very proud, actually, that Berlitz, the river cruise guide, rated Ama Christina as the #1 river cruise ship in the world out of more than 300 river cruise ships.
Very good.
And AmaViola came right after. Now, Amalea probably would have taken the top spot, but was only questioned in late May. So that is our newest ship this year. Beautiful with pastel colors. New enhancements in our chef's table restaurant, beautiful wellness area, of course, a fitness room, massage room. But most important is always the crew, I feel. Yeah, it's the people that, you know, anticipate your needs, make you being part of the family, and I think again we scored as having the top crew on Amalea. So I'm very, very happy about this ship.
Now, how many ships does that give you now?
So it's 20 ships now. Because
oh, even 20, okay.
It is, because we are not cruising in Myanmar anymore. I mean, let's consider this. We had a ship in Myanmar, the Amapura. We would love to go back, but the political situation right now is not the best one. We all know this. We also don't have the Amadaccio and the Amalegro anymore. So we always like to keep our fleet fresh and new. And both ships were more than 10 years old, so we let them go, built new ships, and of course for next year we have 3 new ones coming.
Yeah, I know there's, and so we're going to talk about the big one in a second, but you do have 2 more of the Amalea class, right, coming up, right?
Yeah, we have the Amamora coming up next year, then another younger sister, so 1 more coming, and probably another one in 2020. And we have 2 other ones. The second on the Douro, the Amadoro, in addition to our Amavida, just because the demand for the Douro is so high. The river has become extremely popular, and I see already both ships running full for next year. So, and then comes the AmaMagna.
Well, let's talk about that at the end. I want to save that because that's really the special one we're thinking about. But let's talk and you're still doing your river cruises in Africa, right? And also in Mekong, right?
Africa and the Mekong, and you know, it's kind of the Mekong. I always see a lot of loyal past guests coming, but I also see a lot of new guests coming. Not really typical river cruisers, but they want to explore Vietnam and Cambodia, and that's an area in the world where not so many people want to go on their own still. As an individual tourist, you might not read the language the right way, it's hard to find your way around, you don't. So a river cruise is the much safer option, and once we get those clients to come on board, they are so excited what a river cruise is about. They say, why did we wait for so long? And now they stay with us and go then on the other rivers in Europe.
That's
so
fantastic.
it goes both ways.
That's great. Now, you just also announced you had instituted a wellness program on some of your ships, and now you're doing that, going to be rolling that out fleet-wide. Talk a little bit about that and what it means.
I'm very excited about our new wellness program. The demographics are changing, and even the ones that are a little bit older today, we all want to eat healthy, we want to live long, we want to really keep the right balance, and this is what it is about. So we started when we opened AmaWaterways with bicycles on board, 25 bikes on each ship. Now the bicycles are always taken by more than 25, so we have to add more. We continued with our Ama hiking tours. So now we have about, I would say, a quarter of our guests opting for the hiking tour instead of the city tour by bus. And now we have our dedicated wellness program this year on 6 of our ships, with a wellness coach that starts in the morning with gentle exercise, morning stretches, maybe some yoga, maybe some champagne yoga.
I watched you and your wellness coach do the champagne yoga. It was marvelous. I drank champagne and watched you do yoga. It was great.
Well, you're probably not the only one. But more and more are joining us. And then, of course, we have resistant band classes, we have running classes. Some instructors even do Zumba, some do Pilates. So everyone has a certain qualification. Lectures about well-being and healthy nutrition. And we also know that mental stress is a topic today. So we also talk about this. And I see more and more coming. So next year, we will roll out the program on all our ships, including the Mekong. Not Africa yet. This will come a little bit later.
Well, maybe you'll entice me to try one of those exercise classes now that you have all the ships. Hope so.
I think you're ready. If Rudy can do it, James can do it too,
If Rudy
right?
Schreiner can do it, Rudy, this is a challenge. You and I will be on that yoga class together. That's it. Now, I did want to talk to you about itineraries. What new itineraries are you developing, and also what new theme cruises are coming up in this year and next?
Absolutely. Well, theme cruises, obviously the wine is the #1 theme. Wine and culinary delights. From one wine cruise about 8 years ago, we have 50 this year, and we'll have 64 wine cruises in 2019. So that's very popular. But in addition to the wine, we continue with our incentivized groups. This could be Jewish heritage, could be religious groups. Think about 2020, the AmaGau and the Passion Play.
Yes, I know. I actually have tickets to that, believe it or not.
Right?
Yes.
And we have the right set of cruises for this as well. And we have more very interesting, agents come with interesting ideas. Like we had an agent, she brought a high school choir on board. We had an agent, she brought a team of ice hockey players on board, and we arranged for them to play against the locals. Yeah. So when I think about themes, I think about music, classical music. We have jazz cruises as well. We had chocolate cruises. We had beer cruises. I mean, there is so much that we can do in the future. For us, it's also very important to think about new ports. Not that there are too many ships on the rivers, but there is a limited number of docks, let's say in the cities that everyone knows. But there are other cities close by, they are equally beautiful. Let's say on the Danube, everyone wants to dock in Dürnstein or in Melk. But now we also dock in Weißenkirchen, where the whole village is a Heuriger. A Heuriger is a wine bar, right? So there are so many vintners, local vintners, they open the doors for us. So Weißenkirchen is a great new place. We also dock now in Ybbs, just because we can be docked there alone and not together with many other ships, because then your view might be obstructed, especially in the main season, not so much in the lower season. And that's why for me it's so important. Different ports, different villages, they might be more authentic, less people, less crowded. But also, going in the lower season has its advantages because there are less crowds.
Sure.
And when you are in Melk Abbey and you're together with 1,000 people, or just with your own ship, 150,
not the same experience, right?
Very different experience.
Right. And what do we got coming up for 2018 and 2019 for family cruises with Adventures by Disney?
Yeah, so a very important market. We opened it up with Adventures by Disney 2016 on board the AmaViola on the Danube alone. It was so successful that Adventures by Disney chartered also the Rhine River in 2017. Our ships there, like the Christina. Of course, the Beauty and the Beast was filmed in one of the areas along the Rhine.
And I'm sure they do nothing about the Beauty and the Beast there when they're on board, right? I think they probably got that one down.
I don't want to talk about this. Everyone should come on board and really explore and experience. It's a marvelous, marvelous cruise. Right. And now in 2019, Adventures by Disney has added the Seine River, Paris and Normandy. And in 2020 will come another river, most likely the Rhone, between Arles, Avignon and Lyon. So it is getting very, very popular. We have also sit down with Adventures by Disney. We are currently preparing a very special fam trip on the new Amalea, November 18, this will be an Adventures by Disney AmaWaterways fan cruise.
For the travel agents.
For the travel agents. So they can experience our ship, but with the Adventures by Disney pure experience. So I cannot say more, the announcement will come soon, but you are the first one.
You heard it first, and so now you're going to get besieged by all the people who want to go on that one. Now I wanted to close by doing what I promised, talking about your upcoming AmaMagna ship. Let's talk about that vessel because it is going to be a bit of a revolutionary thing for you, right?
AmaMagna is very, very special. I think it's Rudy's dream for the last 5 years. It's his big project, and I have to say, there's so much more to love. You know, Amora is love. The average cabin size will be 350 square feet. That's today the size of a suite on a river cruise ship. And we only have 4 suites and they are always sold out. Now 80% of our staterooms will have this size, with the larger suites even over 400 square feet and the larger ones over 700. So that's number one. But also the public areas. Many more restaurants on board, more bars on board where you can hang out. We have an expanded wellness area where we will do our group classes. That's actually above our water sports platform.
Sports platform? Who thought of that? A water sports platform on a cruise ship,
right?
Crazy, yeah?
So we will have a small sundowner excursion boat where we can go to the banks of the river. We can take small groups, maybe some small families, maybe honeymoon couples. There's a nice bottle of champagne and the roses to do this. So I think all the ocean cruisers who have never considered a river cruise because of the limits, that could be space, cabin was maybe too small, or not enough options, restaurants, bars I mentioned, you can come on the AmaMagna. You have so much space there, and only 15% more guests on board for the double width. So much more public and cabin area, but only 15% more.
And more dining options.
More dining options, more crew on board, more ways to pamper you and all of our guests. So we are looking forward to this one. AmaMagna will cruise the Danube between Vilshofen again and Budapest, at least in year number 1, 2019. 2020 we will also go on the lower Danube. Romania and Bulgaria is becoming extremely popular now.
Right.
But the ship will stay on the Danube. Now, another selling advantage is, because of the double width, we might have to take 2 docking spaces. That means when ships are docked usually together, we might be docked by ourselves and the view is not obstructed.
There's a reason to be big, right?
And with the double width also comes that now the weight of the ship is spread out more, so it will have a very good draft, not such a deep draft.
Wow.
So, very interesting ship.
Well,
I hope everyone will come and experience it.
I hope so too. And Kristin, it's always great to catch up. You've got a lot of things going on in AmaWaterways as always. We're going to look out for the AmaMagna, but also the new wellness program, all your other ships, and all these great new itineraries. Great to see you here.
Nice to see you, as always. Thank you so much for the opportunity, James. Until soon again.
Absolutely. I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.